lights fade to morning blue. The coffee starts to brew for just a few. The city holds its breath in early gray before the world wakes up to start the day. A sparrow on the wire, half asleep. The doorman on his stool begins to sweep. The baker down the lane has lit his light, still wrapped in the last softness of the night. Before the world wakes, there is this hour when time stands still like the last night flower, when all is quiet, warm and soft and slow. Before the world wakes and lets the morning go. The clock above the counter reads 5:30. The cats come home and all the dreams survive. One more slow cup before the rush begins. Before the world wakes up and morning wins. No hurry, no alarm, no crowd. The morning speaks, but never loud. Just the kettle and the quiet street, and two hands wrapped around the heat. Before the world wakes, before the world wakes. The key turns in the lock at 6:30. The chairs come down, the morning ritual begins. First light slips through the window on the floor. A golden streak across the wooden door. The owner ties her apron, hums a song. She's done this every morning all along. The first pot fills the room with dark perfume. A quiet jazz drifts softly through the room. First light at the cafe, warm and slow. The steam is rising and the music low. The first cup poured before the world arrives is when this little corner truly lives. The first guest knocks at 7 on the dot. He takes his usual window seat, his usual spot, nods to the owner, wraps his hands around the warmth of morning without making a sound. This is the hour that belongs to few, a handful of souls who always knew that morning has a flavor all its own when shared in silence, never quite alone. First light at the cafe, first light at the cafe. Just one cup set upon the table here, no conversation, nothing left to fear. The steam draws circles slowly in the air, a morning without hurry, without care. Outside the window, pigeons walk the street. Inside the cup, the bitterness is sweet. The jazz quartet plays soft on the radio. There is nowhere I need to be or go. The quiet cup, it holds the whole morning. No words to say, no rush, no warning. Just the warmth between my palms and the song. The quiet cup is where I most belong. The sugar melts, the spoon makes one slow ring. The sound is ours, like the last note of spring. I read 2 pages, set the book aside, and let the morning be my only guide. Some things don't need explaining, don't need words, just steam and silence and a distant bird. A quiet cup contains more than it seems. It holds the whole weight of unspoken dreams. The quiet cup, the quiet cup. The pianist arrives before the crowd. He sets his hat down, plays a melody proud. Fingers find the keys in morning light. still half dreaming from the quiet night. The notes come out like coffee, dark and warm. No sheet music needed, this is his normal form. The waitress hums along behind the bar. This early morning song travels near and far. An early morning song for no one and for all. For the pigeons on the ledge, for the leaves that fall, for the man who reads his paper by the door. An early morning song is what the morning's for. The clarinet joins in around 8:30. The upright bass comes walking in a little late, but no one minds because the groove is true. An early morning song knows just what to do. No audience, no spotlight, no applause. Just music playing because music must. Because the morning asks for something real, and music is the truest thing to feel. An early morning song. An early morning song. A rectangle of sunlight on the wood falls right where morning always said it would. The cup sits in the warmth, the saucer bright, the whole small table glowing in the light. The shadows of the window cross the grain like bars of music playing once again. The dust hangs still, suspended in the beam. A sunlit table living in a dream. Sunlit table, warm and gold, telling stories that will never grow old. Every morning finds the same sweet place where sunlight paints the hours on the face. A newspaper, a crumb, a single rose, a coffee ring from days and mornings close. The table holds the weight of quiet years, of laughter shared and unremarkable tears. There is a kind of grace in simple things, the way the morning light arrives and sings across the grain of wood, the edge of cup, the moment when between the last of sleep and waking full. There is a soft hour, gentle like the pull of water on a stone beside the shore. A tender time when nothing feels like war. The light has not yet earned its afternoon. The day has not yet found its hurried tune. The world is still a little blurred and kind. The soft hour is the last place peace of mind. The soft hour, it will not last too long. It fades like morning dew or yesterday's song. But while it's here, let everything be still. The soft hour bends time to do your will. A slow walk to the kettle, no alarm. The city waking gently without harm. The trees outside are catching the first light, still holding something borrowed from the night. We rush past what we need the very most. The soft hour is a kind and gentle host. It asks for nothing, gives you everything. A moment held between the night and morning. The soft hour. The soft hour. The puddle on the cobblestone reflects the sky above the morning, intersects a perfect mirror laid into the ground. Still waters make the whole world turned around. The cat sits by the fountain, watching close the ripples from a pebble come and go. The trees lean down to see their own green face. Still waters hold the morning in one place. Still waters in the morning, calm and deep, like all the gentle promises of sleep, reflecting everything without a sound. Still waters turn the sky back upside down. The old man stops to look into the pool. He sees a younger face there, clear and cool. He smiles and keeps on walking down the lane. Still waters hold the past and the refrain. There is a truth and stillness in the calm. The morning jazz plays on like a slow song. The water holds it all without complaint. Every reflection, every light and shade. Still waters, still waters. I always choose the window seat inside to watch the morning street become the tide of people heading somewhere with a plan, while I sit here with coffee in my hand. A woman walks her dog along the stones. A cyclist rings his bell and carries on. The flower shop is opening its door. The window seat shows me a little more. The window seat, the best seat in the room, where inside warmth meets the morning's cool perfume, where I can watch the whole wide world go past and sit inside a moment meant to last. The glass fogs up a little from the heat of the cup I hold against the morning street. I draw a small heart in the misty pane and watch it disappear and then remain. From here I've seen 100 quiet days, the same street wearing different morning haze. The window seat has held me like a friend through every morning that the years could lend. The window seat, the window seat. There are two things that make the morning right: a cup of coffee and a jazz delight. The two go together like the sun and sky, like a slow melody that drifts on by. The piano runs like dark espresso poured The clarinet is sweetness to the core. The bass walks steady like the morning ground. Warm coffee jazz, the most comforting sound. Warm coffee jazz on a slow morning day is all you need to make the world okay. The cup gets warm, the music settles in, and everything outside is wearing thin. The second cup arrives without a word. The trumpet plays a phrase that can be heard far down the lane, where someone stops to feel that warm coffee jazz is something very real. They say that jazz and coffee share a soul, that both are dark and warm and make you whole, that both were born from long nights and hard days, and both find beauty walking separate ways. Warm coffee jazz, warm coffee jazz. I left the alarm clock off this morning just to see what it would feel like to wake up without a need. The hours stretched out long and wide and free. The unhurried hour was waiting just for me. No meetings, no agenda, nothing due, just the slow unfolding of the morning through. The window where the light came in and spread across the floor and climbed upon the bed. The unhurried hour, the rarest kind of gift, when time slows down and gives your soul a lift, when you can breathe and just exist and stay. The unhurried hour at the start of day. I made my coffee slowly, one step at a time. The grind, the pour, the bloom, the weight divine. Each step a meditation on the now. The unhurried hour, teaching me the how. Somewhere out there, someone is racing fast, but here inside, this morning meant to last. I set my pace with a clock on the wall that does not count at all, does not count at all. The unhurried hour. the unhurried hour. This cafe has been standing 60 years. The owner's father built it, so the story hears. The same worn wooden chairs, the same cracked tile, the same smell of coffee down the aisle. The regulars have grown old with the place. The young man at the counter has his father's face. 3 generations poured into this room. This old cafe morning holds a lasting bloom. Old cafe morning, older than the street, where every cup of coffee is a heartbeat, where the walls remember every face and name. Old cafe morning, never quite the same. The menu hasn't changed since '84. The same jazz record scratching at the door. The photos on the wall show younger days, when this old cafe wore a different haze. Some places hold the time inside their walls. You can feel it in the echo of the halls, in the grain of wood, the weight of every chair. Old cafe mornings floating in the air. Old cafe morning, old cafe morning. The light comes in and dances on the floor. It waltzes through the curtain, across the door. 1, 2, 3, it steps across the room. 1, 2, 3, it chases away the gloom. The dust motes spin and twirl inside the beam, like dancers caught inside a waking dream. The shadows bow and make their slow retreat, as light takes every corner, every seat. The first light waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. the morning dancing just for you and me. Before the day grows heavy, bright and loud, the first light waltzes softly through the clouds. The piano plays in waltz time, slow and round. The bass walks 3/4 time without a sound. The brush drums keep the tempo soft and sweet. The first light waltz, the morning's heartbeat. There is a rhythm to the way light falls. It counts itself along the morning walls. 1 for the shadow, 2 for the gold, 3 for the moment, too good to be told. The first light waltz. The first light waltz. A gentle morning asks for nothing much, just the softness of a careful touch. The way the pillow holds the shape of sleep, the way the morning light begins to creep. The kettle hums a low and patient song. The toast is warm, the butter not too long. The marmalade catches the morning sun. A gentle morning quietly begun. A gentle morning, tender as a leaf that rests upon the water without grief, where nothing presses, nothing needs to prove. A gentle morning, settling into groove. The neighbor's cat sits on the garden wall. The postman waves but does not stop to call. The jasmine on the fence releases scent. A gentle morning, perfectly content. Not every morning needs to be a rush. Some days begin with quiet and with hush, with the simple grace of breathing in and out. A gentle morning is what life's about. A gentle morning, a gentle morning. Tomorrow the alarm will not back down. But today I have this last quiet space, this last slow morning at my favorite place. I ordered something I have never tried, a new blend on the menu set aside. I took the corner table by the wall and let this last quiet morning have it all. The last quiet morning before the change, before the calendar turns and rearranges. I want to hold this cup a little longer. The last quiet morning makes me stronger. The jazz plays something bittersweet and slow, as if the music somehow seems to know that this is my last morning without wait. Before I walk outside and meet my fate, but maybe every morning is the last of something quiet, softly moving past. And maybe that is why each cup tastes true, because the last quiet morning always comes brand new. The last quiet morning, the last quiet morning. You cannot buy another morning back. Once it is gone, it leaves no paper track, no receipt, no return, no second try. Irreplaceable hours just pass on by. The coffee shared across a small round table, the conversation held as long as able, the laughter that escaped without a plan. These are the hours that define a man. Irreplaceable hours, irreplaceable days, the moments that we lose inside the haze of rushing and forgetting and moving on. Irreplaceable hours already gone. The old couple in the corner hold their hands without a word, without demands. They know what decades of mornings have to say, that irreplaceable hours slip away. So sit a little longer in the light, let the jazz play out and hold on tight to the cup, to the warmth, to the friend beside. Irreplaceable hours open wide. Irreplaceable hours. Irreplaceable hours. Sunday has a different kind of light, more golden, more forgiving, more polite. The cafe fills up slowly, no one hurries, no weekday obligations, no Monday worries. Tables hold the papers and the books. The couples share a quiet, contented look. The children color pictures on the floor. Sunday in the cafe, nothing more. A Sunday in the cafe, warm and long, where time moves slow as any Sunday song, where no one checks the clock upon the wall. A Sunday in the cafe holds us all. Play all day, old swing records from a distant May, when Sunday was the centerpiece of life, a day of rest away from work and strife. There is a Sunday feeling in the air, a holy kind of ordinary care, a gratitude for coffee and for rest. A Sunday in the cafe at its best. A Sunday in the cafe. A Sunday in the cafe. Most mornings fade before before the afternoon, like morning frost beneath the warming moon. But there are mornings that refuse to go, that live inside you with a steady glow. The morning that we sat without a plan, the morning that the music started and we did not speak but understood the same. That morning stayed and never lost its name. The morning that stays, the one that holds on long after the coffee cup is gone, long after the cafe has closed its door. The morning that stays lives on evermore. It settles in a memory like a song that you can hum but cannot hold too long. It smells of rain on wood, of coffee steam. The morning that stays lives on in the dream. Not every morning earns the right to last, but some are too alive to join the past. They fold themselves into the self you are. The morning that stays becomes your guiding star. The morning that stays. The morning that stays. The check has come, but I am not quite ready. The morning still feels warm and soft and steady. Just one more cup before I face the street. One more cup of morning bittersweet. The waitress smiles and pours without a word. She understands the signal she has heard, that some departures need a little more. One more cup of morning at the door. One more cup of morning, one more song. One more reason not to move along. The day can wait a little at the gate. One more cup of morning, running late. The jazz trio is playing their last The afternoon is somewhere out there yet, but here inside the cup is still half full. One more cup of morning has a pull. There will come a time, I know for sure, when mornings like this one will be no more. So let me drink it slowly, every drop. One more cup of morning, do not stop. One more cup of morning, one more cup of morning. Do you remember that particular day we found that cafe slightly out of the way? We ordered without looking at the menu, and everything that happened felt brand new. The rain came down and kept us longer there. We did not mind, we had no place to spare. The jazz was old, the coffee was exact. The morning we remember brought us back. The morning we remember, me and you, when nothing was required of us to do, when all the world outside was cold and gray, and we were warm inside and chose to stay. We talked of things that mattered, things that did not. We laughed at something small that we forgot, but the feeling of it, heavy like good bread, stayed with us long after the morning fled. Memory is strange in what it keeps. The mornings that we lived inside our sleep. It does not keep the headlines or the dates, just the warmth, the cup, the way the light creates. The morning we remember, the morning we remember. The rain came early before the street awoke. It tapped the window pane and gently spoke of staying in and letting the world be gray. The rain had its own plans for the day. I pulled the old vinyl out and set the needle down. The crackle and the warmth filled the whole room. A 1940s horn section, brushed and bright. The rain and the record made everything right. The rain and the record, the perfect pair. The gray outside, the gold inside the air. When weather keeps you in and music keeps you whole, the rain and the record play deep inside the soul. The coffee in the pot grew dark and strong. The record found its groove and played along. With every drop that fell against the glass, the rain and the record made the morning last. Some mornings come with sunshine, some with rain, but rainy mornings have their own refrain. A slower pulse, a deeper shade of blue. The rain and the record know just what to do. Table for one beside the window here. No second cup to pour, no second chair. Just me and all the morning stretching wide. A table for one with the whole world inside. Some people think that dining alone is sad, but I have found the mornings here are glad. When the only conversation is the jazz, a table for one is all that a good morning has. A table for one, no apologies. Just me and the music and the morning breeze. No need to fill the silence with a word. A table for one lets every note be heard. but I am content inside my quiet space. A table for one is its own kind of grace. Solitude is not the same as lonely. It is the morning keeping something holy. A conversation with the self inside. A table for one with nowhere else to hide. A table for one. A table for one.